today I have a surprise. Today I got my very first catch of a very special animal in the United States. Other places too, but it's really super special here. I got a beaver. They're super cool, man. I'm super excited. So I've never caught one before. This is the very first for me. Huge thank you to the landowner that let me catch this magnificent critter. Where's my fur brush? There it is. So this is my favorite thing to catch. I thought my favorite thing to catch was bobcats. I was wrong. It's beavers. They're so much cooler. We'll get them brushed down really good so you can see just how sleek these puppies are. This is the foot I had them in. Wait. Yeah, this is the foot I had them in. As you can see, no damage. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. The set worked exactly how it's supposed to. Good grief. Just such a like chocolate brown color. Oops. Perfectly chocolate brown. Such cool animals. Big old huge flat tail. We'll cut that off, and I'm actually going to make something out of this as well. I don't know what, but something. But that is my best catch today. But also, we got a bobcat. So I won't be doing anything with this on camera. I'll do this one off camera because it's going to be kind of a pain. And it has some damage on it from where some animals got after it while it was in the trap. So I reset. Hopefully I get those animals next time. But we are going to get this joker taken care of. I don't really know exactly where to start. This is going to be my first time skinning a beaver, but I know you skin them in the round, and I know you start at the base, you go up to the chinny chin chin, and then basically you just fold them outright, center line, and you just start working your way out. But the first thing we got to do is take the feet off. So I'm going to sharpen up the knife. Scoot him over a little bit so I got a good working space. And just on the whetstone, give it a couple clean passes. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing while I'm doing it, let me know. One of my favorite things about doing these lives is asking questions. Hello, what is that thing? That's a beaver. It's a beaver. You can tell by the tail. North America's largest rodent, and arguably one of the most interesting animals we have here. Sharpen this knife up so we can get started on this deal. Is it real? Hi, new here. Do you eat it? This one I won't because I don't know how long it was dead for. This one was caught in a drown set, so it got caught, drowned pretty much right away, and it could have been any time last night to right now. So, or rather just a few hours ago. So I won't be eating this one, but when I catch them live, I will shoot them, and then yes, I will eat them. Beaver, they say, is very good. Oh, what is that? Looks like we got us a little bug. Little skin mite. Go away, skin mite. There's another one. Let's see here. If I can get a good idea of what these are. Yeah, little skin mites. Quite a few on him too. So we'll have to dry this puppy outside. As he dries out, those mites will want to leave him. Usually fresh catches get eaten. Yep. So this one's not super fresh. I mean, I pulled it out of the trap tonight, but I don't know when it died, so I will not be eating this particular animal. Let me finish sharpening up the old knife here, and we'll get started cleaning this puppy up. Okay. Are you into taxidermy too? I like taxidermy. I think it's really cool, but I myself am not a taxidermist. So I do, like, I'll tan pelts and stuff. I plan on tanning quite a few this year, including this one. But I don't exactly know how I will go about doing everything. What is that? This is a beaver. So we're gonna go ahead and start skinning here. We gotta take the feet off. Where's my have one? Hang on. I need a different knife for taking these feet off. There. So I want a really, really sharp knife for cutting the feet. So we'll just go as close to the fur as we can. Right there. And then you just twist that sucker off. Cut any of them tendons, just like that. That's one down. Thanks, that was going to be my next question. What are some products you make out of the skins you tan? Poor beaver. What does that say? Okay, so this one will probably be a hat for my wife. This one's actually going to be several things. So it's probably going to be a hat, and it's probably going to be a new wallet. I need a new wallet, something fierce, and beaver tails make excellent wallets. So that's probably what's going to happen with this tail. And then I have a coon here that's going to be a hat, and several coyotes that one of my friend's wives is going to use for some projects. But you just start by taking off the feet. You want to cut pretty close to that fur. Oh boy, I just cut myself pretty bad. Ooh. Yikes, that didn't feel good. I'm gonna put a new glove on. Clean that up afterwards. Flaco Mendoza. I think I might know who that one is in real life. Yep, I'm good. I'm good. I just nicked myself on the thumb a little bit. No big deal. That's what I get for doing this distractedly. So I'm going to twist this foot off. There we go. Trim through that tendon. And then we'll do the front feet. So everybody's asking if I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Every once in a while, you'll just have a slit like that. I try to keep that to a minimum because obviously I don't want to cut my finger off or something, you know. As many animals as I've skinned this year, that's actually the first time I've nicked myself. I can't believe it was on camera. And the thing is, it seems like you're always cutting towards your fingers. So on these front feet, you see that pad, you just kind of get behind that pad, and you find where the skin meets the fur. You cut right in there, just like that. This is a really special animal to me. This is the first beaver I have ever caught. First beaver I've ever caught. I had a friend ask me if I'd come trap in one of his ponds. He's got some animals in that he doesn't want getting messed up. Save all questions and comments till after your presentation. Oh yeah, the Flaco Mendoza guy's the one that watched me do the skunk. That's cool. The vegan teacher be like, "How dare you?" Dude, that lady's too much. I can't take it. Okay, you can go ahead and ask your questions because I'll be looking at chat as we do this. So it's really cool if you just want to do that too. This is my very first one, so this is a little bit of a learning experience for me too. But I'm just going to draw a line down the middle here in the fur with my fingers, so I got kind of a good idea where to go. And then I'm going to start right here above the butt and just go right in. If I can get a little bit of a, there we go. Just get a little bit of a line going. All right, that knife's nice and dull now. Uh-oh. There we go. You don't have to cut very deep. These have pretty thin skin, believe it or not, compared to a lot of things. Uh-oh. He just leaked a bunch of castor all over me. There we go. We're just going to cut right down the middle. I'll look at chat when I get this opening cut made, because this is one of the more important parts of this whole process, because I want to have this opening cut nice and straight all the way up to the chin. So most animals I trap, I can't even do this on. I can't do the live stream on it because when I skin them, I do that outside. So where was this beaver obtained? So this beaver was caught in my friend's pond on a creek that's nearby where I live. He asked me if I would come get it. It was a nuisance building dams around his cow ponds where he didn't want them. So there's this one and possibly two more. I think maybe just one more. But that's where I got this particular beaver at. This was a nuisance animal that I was asked to remove. So then we'll come down here by the tail. And right where that tail meets the fur, we will make another incision. There we go. Make another cut and go right up almost to the butt and go right around it. You don't want to cut it because it's good and stinky. Beavers they have a gland called castor gland, and it's a stinking old, not like quite like a skunk or anything, it's just a different type of smell. Okay, and then we'll go around this on the other side. Feel kind of weird just grabbing his butthole like that, but it's got to be done, I guess. There we go. Whew, that just does not smell nice. Seems to be that there's just nothing a guy can do about it, though. Okay, so any other questions? Do you cook the meat after or nah? So I would love to cook this beaver, but I don't know how long it was dead for, so I will not be cooking this one. If I got there and it had been live when I caught it, I definitely would have kept it and I definitely would have cooked it. So now comes the nice easy part. I'm gonna hone this knife up again here real quick. And if this one don't work, I'm gonna hone up this other one. Because you need a nice sharp knife when you're working. And you basically just want to grab and start trimming. We're going to take our time. We're not going to hurry because I want this to look nice. All this fat, I can get this off there another time. We're going to leave it all on. But the skin's all got to go. I can always clean up that fat during the fleshing process, which will be another live stream tomorrow night. Who do you mostly hunt? Who do I mostly hunt, or what do I mostly hunt? So I hunt a lot of birds. This is trapping, not hunting. Trapping is a totally different thing than hunting. try to keep as much of the meat off of the hide here as I can. It's going to be inevitable I leave some, but do the best I can to not leave any. Mostly I hunt birds. I hunt a lot of turkeys, and I do hunt deer as well. But I really enjoy bird hunting. I bird hunt ducks and doves and quail and pheasants and stuff like that. Okay, so right here is a gland. That's called the castor gland. I need to be very careful while cutting right here, because if I nick that gland, I'll lose money, because that gland is worth a chunk of change. I don't feel like cutting that open in my garage. Okay, so as we start working our way down the sides of this beaver actually doesn't have that much fat on it. I'm kind of surprised, because it's later in the year, but maybe the beavers up here just don't have it. I don't know. I do not know. This beaver I will not be selling, because this is my first one. I'm going to make some things out of it to kind of keep around and have basically forever, as long as I take care of them. Make sure I do the maintenance on things as they need it. Just going to take our time. Take our time. Do you cook the meat after? Okay. All right, we're caught up on answering questions. So I'm going to ever so slightly start trimming along the tail. Sorry I'm not looking at chat quite as much as I usually do on these. I'm really focused on what I'm doing here. Okay, so now we are to this back leg, and I'm going to go ahead and start working my way down this leg. It's a very, very different type of skinning, because typically I do what's called case skinning, where you just sort of peel them like a sock as you go. But this is a totally, totally different thing. Beavers are, you know, they're a rotund animal, to say the least. And the way you have to take care of them is a little different. Okay, so that's that. Pop that through and start working on this side of the side of the leg. Okay, so that's through there. So now we're gonna take this and start. Ooh, see that? I almost messed up and almost cut too deep. So I have to be very careful here, because my hand is just right on the underside right there of this hide. Uh-oh. Just about made another critical mistake. Dexter Morgan 2.0. Oh man, you always get comments like that on these things. People just don't understand. They just don't get it. They don't have to get it. That's their right, just like it's mine to hunt and fish and trap. I'm gonna roll them up on this. Oh man. Looks like I cut something I shouldn't have cut there. So right here, I really need to be able to, I think I'm going to wait to finish that leg until I get him kind of flipped over. So up here, I must have cut something that I shouldn't have cut because I got a lot of blood in there. Wipe that up with a towel. That way I can see what I'm doing. Yep, right there. Right there's the mistakerino. Okay, let's get done around this arm real quick. That's how it always goes. I do really, really well. I have a lot of viewers for like the first 15 or 20 minutes, but everybody has such short attention spans that it's like as soon as it reaches a point where they have to choose whether to keep watching or go on about scrolling the live feeds, they always scroll on. It's their right to do just that. They don't have to. Okay, yeah, that's where I made the mistake right there. I cut into the neck a little bit. I definitely should not have done that. Okay. Just keep on trimming her up. Wish I could just get this knife just like, there we go. Just like that around this leg. I'm finding here that the legs are tending to be the most difficult part of this entire process because you can only, I mean, they move, so you can only trim up them so far before you start running into issues. So right here, I'm gonna go in around this leg a little bit. Just kind of separate the skin from the leg. And then try to pop it through. Not working. This on live is crazy. Kind of hard to watch texture. I get it. I get it. The thing is, you know, this is, to me, it's interesting. I don't know how it is to you guys. Certainly you wouldn't be watching if you didn't think it was a little interesting. It's not like it's a person or anything. It's not that weird. Just a beaver. Just a critter. Totally legal to trap and hunt. You just gotta have a license. There we go. Now that's gonna pop through. There we go. See, now I can actually work. There we go. Okay. Clean that up a little bit. Try to keep as much of that blood off of this as I can. That way, when I go to wash it, it's not so bad. It's not so hard to wash. Good grief, man. I just made one tiny little nick with the knife in that little vein, and here we are, bleeding all over the place. This on live is crazy. It is what it is, man. If this don't go well, I won't do no more lives with the skinning of things. But I have my suspicions that to the few people that understand hunting and trapping, that this would be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna hone this knife up again. Rule number 1, don't get caught. Rule number 2, don't fall down. You're a funny guy, whoever posted that. I'll see if I can avoid making the same mistake on this side that I made over here. Gosh dang it, man. Stop bleeding on my table. Frustrating little critter. And like I said, this is the first one of these I've done. So I may be going about doing this a really inefficient way, and somebody might know how to do it better. I'm always open to learning something new. See, here we're coming to this other leg. This one is going much better than the leg on this other side did. Don't get caught. So like I said, tomorrow I'll do another stream on how to board this thing correctly. There we go. So that's that foot. I gotta get this one. Sorry, I got really focused there. Never had one of those. How does it taste? I wish I knew, and I won't be eating this one because I don't know how long it was dead for. So it's kind of tough because I really did want to eat this one. Looks like he's got a little bit of a tumor right here. This sucker might be kind of old. So I've got to get this leg here out without cutting a huge hole in the pelt, which is much, much easier said than done. Come on. Pop through there, you. There we go. Oh no. I might have done messed up. Yep, I done messed up. Okay. I can fix that. There we go. Now we're cooking. Maybe. Oh, so you just want the skin? Yeah, on this one. Yeah, this one I want the skin and I want the leather off the tail. So I really wish it was alive when I got there, because if it was, I would be eating it. Oh, and I want the castor glands too. There's these two glands right here called the castor glands. That's how they release their scent and let other beavers know they're around. But that's what I'm here for on this one. I'm probably making a fool of myself on this particular animal because this is the very first one of these I've done, and I hate to claim to know what I'm doing on this particular animal. But everybody has to start somewhere, and this is where I'm starting. There we go. When you learn to hunt, you know, there's a learning curve. And then you learn to trap, there's an even steeper learning curve. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness. What a relief to have that arm free. Just kind of let the weight of the beaver do the work for me there. The meat looks good. I don't know. It might be tasty actually. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. And this, you know, I just cut the legs and make me a pot roast to try it. But like I said, on this one, I don't know how long it was dead for. And it's 24 hours between when I check traps. And if this sucker was dead in a cow pond for 24 hours, I don't know about you, but I am not going to eat it. I've been hungry. I ain't been that hungry. So right here, I'm afraid I'm gonna make a really, really large error. Either cut myself or cut this hide in a spot that I don't want to cut it. And part of the problem is there's all this blood from where I nicked one of the main arteries as I was trimming up here around the neck. So it's my fault. Gosh dang, it's my fault, but I don't want to, you know, obviously I don't want to make things worse than they are. What an interesting animal. Just a real interesting little critter. I think it's time to hone my knife up again. Fair enough. Damn right, that's fair enough. There we go. Got that to come loose. There we go. This is actually a really big beaver as far as I know. I'm not an expert in sizing these suckers yet. This is considering this is the very first one I caught, but it feels like a big one. It feels like it's a pretty good size one. He certainly seems to be a considerable specimen. There we go. Just such a weird animal. Such a weird animal. Okay, so now I think what I'm supposed to do is flip him and then just kind of start working my way back the other way. Kind of like so. Yeah. That seems like what I ought to be doing. Okay. Crazy work. Crazy work. It's not what I do for a living, but it damn sure is interesting to me. What an interesting animal. Man, they just got so much weirdness going on with them, right? Like this sucker's about to be skinned and be almost a perfect circle. Like what? I don't know anything that when you skin it is a circle other than this. Everything comes out long and skinny, or kind of like a tube. Except for this thing. And, you know, it's a... Like, their behavior's interesting. They do interesting stuff, man. I just find them interesting. I don't know what to say about it. They're cool. Got this big, goofy looking flat tail and like a fur that's unbelievably warm and soft and thick. They got cool teeth that have an iron sheath on them. It's a high iron content, so that way they can cut trees down easier. Don't even know where to start. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. Like, they're so cool, man. They build these houses in the water. They stockpile food to eat when times get tough. I don't know, they're just cool. That's all there is to it. They're just cool. I've been told they're good to eat, but I won't know for myself until I get me a live one and cook that mammer jammer up, which I do intend to do. So tomorrow, I'm going to do another live where I flesh this thing and get all this fat and blood and meat off of it. If you want to join in for that, you can hear me talk about how interesting these animals are some more. Bleeding all over my garage floor. Maybe I should have done this outside. Once I get to the halfway point here, on his back, I'll flip him around and start from the other side. So right here I'm having, okay, there's an eye. I'm having some difficulty deciding how to proceed along the top of his head. What is that? Okay, that's the back of his ear. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop right there before I get too far ahead of myself. And I'm gonna turn and start working this side. I hope YouTube don't get mad at me for doing this on live. It'd be incredibly disappointing, considering it's one of the very few actually educational things on YouTube. clean all those blood after. Yeah, man. Yeah. Get the old peroxide out, spray down the top of my table. And then I'll take the beaver outside and kind of wash the fur off with a garden hose. Things aren't froze up here like they are in a lot of the country, so I can still use the garden hose method. Gosh, this fat and silver skin is just dulling my knife up. Nothing I can do about it. It's just tough animal. Makes me wonder about if the meat's going to be tough. Hone this knife up again, good grief. Have you skinned a coyote? Oh yeah, I got like 10 of them hanging right here. Yeah, they are way easier to skin than this thing. I'm glad I don't catch hardly any of these. Good grief, this is a downright mess. I'm glad I caught it, but I gotta say, if this was the primary thing I was gonna catch, I might look to do something different. Hey, look at that. I got the very first bit done there. Thing is, this here isn't really labor intensive, it's just annoying. The coyotes, man, dude, those suckers, that skin holds on for dear life sometimes. Sometimes it's all you can do to get that stuff to separate. Oh, there we go. Now we're making progress. The weight of the skin is finally starting to help me out a little bit. Okay, let's see. See how far I need to. Okay. There we go. There's the separating cut right there. Now I can start working my way down the spine here. Uh-oh. Just a big old gristly piece right here above the tail. I'm assuming that's a tendon or some kind of muscle matter. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. Ugh. Good grief. What a mess. Just a really heavy fur. This thing alone, like the fur alone, probably weighs as much as the rest of the animal does for sure. So there's an ear hole. I should be coming up to an eye here pretty soon. Yep, right there. There's an eye. This could be another ear hole right here. Yep. Could be another eye. Oh, I almost made a huge mistake. I almost cut right through the face. what do you do with the skins after you don't, if you don't mind it? So the skins get turned into, they'll get tanned, and I'll turn them into like gloves and vests and hats and stuff like that. Earmuffs, and a lot of them, a lot of the coyotes, I'll probably just sell them as a whole thing. It's called a wall hanger. It's a whole deal. But it'll be like a Facebook Marketplace type thing, if you know what I mean. There's always people on the trapping sites looking for some tan fur. So that's where I'll offload all my supply. Just looking for a way to kind of further use what I catch here. All right, we are making progress now. So we're coming down to the nose. You wouldn't think it, but beavers actually have a really incredible sense of smell. All right. Okay, that's a whole sucker right there. There we go. Whole beaver. Look at that. Nose, ears, eyes. Pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Now I gotta clean this table up. There's always one guy that sticks around to the very end. All right. So now I'm gonna hang that on there. I'm gonna work on getting his tail off. So I think what I'm supposed to do, use the hat one with this, is just cut in till I get to the bone. Cut in till I get to the bone. Cut across the top. Cut across the bottom. And then it should just twist off. Check it out. Look at that. One beaver tail. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's get the castor glands. So those glands should be there. Those glands should be right here. There's not that much in them. I might just leave those. They're pretty much completely empty. Yeah, they're completely empty. You know what? I'm going to get one out just in case. It'd be a good time to practice, right? I mean, what other opportunity am I going to have to get a castor gland out of a beaver? But I think I need to be extremely careful when cutting. So beaver castor is like a sought after thing in a lot of places. They use it in women's perfume. They use it in a lot of stuff. Their teeth are actually pretty sharp. Yeah, they have very sharp teeth. Like, if I wasn't careful, I could pretty easily cut myself on that. So they use this castor in lots of different stuff. It used to be used in like vanilla that people would bake with and stuff, which is super duper gross. Yeah, this thing, it doesn't have anything in its castor glands. I'm not gonna mess with those. Nothing, completely empty, like an empty skunk. Okay, that's all she wrote on that one. I'm not gonna stop the stream just yet. Since you stuck around forever, I'm gonna show you what else I caught today. I caught a bobcat. He has an issue though. Something killed him and tore up his leg. So I won't really be able to do much with that part of the skin. But the rest of him is pretty good. Pretty good bobcat. So I'm not gonna do this on stream. I'm gonna take him outside and do him because he stinks. But I really appreciate you watching. Thank you for sticking it out to the end. I'm not gonna cut his head off on camera. I don't think people would like that very much. So I'm gonna clean up my mess here and go wash this fur down. And if you want to see me boarding him, come back tomorrow night about this time. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.